Here are the crypto top headlines covered in this video. Crypto community reacts to SBF's second trial halt, miscarriage of justice. Next, SEC could approve spot Bitcoin ETFs by Tuesday or Wednesday, sources say. Also, Bitcoin ETF launch may be a letdown, but could attract trillions over time. Welcome to Crypto Top Headlines, where there's no clickbait thumbnails or titles, and no speeches on my opinions, just bringing crypto's news to you. We are a new channel here on YouTube, and would greatly appreciate it if you would click on the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell. It does help support the channel, so thank you in advance for doing so. Now, on to these headlines. Our first top headline, crypto community reacts to SBF's second trial halt, miscarriage of justice. A second trial for Sam Bankman-Fried would not affect his sentencing range, according to the U.S. Department of Justice. The United States Department of Justice's decision not to pursue a second trial against Sam Bankman-Fried is sparking protests in the crypto scene. In a letter filed late on December 29th, prosecutors argued that the strong public interest in the case required a prompt resolution of this matter. The decision means Bankman-Fried will not face additional charges over conspiracy to make unlawful campaign contributions, saying much more evidence that would be offered in a second trial was already offered in the first trial and can be considered by the court at the defendant's March 2024 sentencing, reads the document. Among crypto enthusiasts, however, the strategy has been widely criticized. Coinbase Chief Legal Officer Paul Grewal classified the announcement as a miscarriage of justice, noting, "The public interest in a public airing of charges almost always matters. Campaign finance charges are at the very top of this list. What politicians and others knew, what and when are critical questions that deserve answers." Simon Dixon, co-founder of the online investment platform BNKtothefuture.com, commented that the decision also prevents U.S. politicians from facing further scrutiny regarding campaign contributions and clawbacks during the 2024 election season. Bankman-Fried acknowledged that he was a significant donor to both sides of the political spectrum ahead of the 2022 midterm elections. According to court filings, he donated over $100 million to politicians. During his trial in October, he said the donations made in his name came from loans from Alameda Research, FTX's sister company, as part of efforts to influence the U.S. government's policies on regulating cryptocurrencies. Prior to the collapse of FTX in November 2022, Bankman-Fried anticipated making $1 billion in political donations by 2024. Besides political donations, Bankman-Fried has also been cleared of allegations of engaging in a conspiracy to bribe Chinese officials. According to prosecutors, a second trial would not affect the U.S. sentencing guidelines range for him. Bankman-Fried was found guilty of all 7 fraud charges by a jury in his criminal trial over counts of wire fraud conspiracy, securities fraud, commodities fraud conspiracy, and money laundering conspiracy. He is scheduled to be sentenced on March 28, 2024, facing a maximum of 115 years in prison. Our next top headline, SEC could approve spot Bitcoin ETFs by Tuesday or Wednesday, sources say. The U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission could make a decision regarding the approval of spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds on Tuesday or Wednesday, according to a report. Anticipation for the first ever U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs intensified last week as prominent asset managers updated their filings with the SEC. Greenlight imminent, SEC could make a decision by Tuesday or Wednesday. Market participants are buzzing with anticipation as major asset management firms scramble to secure regulatory approval for the first ever spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds in the U.S. Applicants including BlackRock, VanEck, Valkyrie, Bitwise, Invesco, Fidelity, WisdomTree, and the ARK Invest/21 Shares joint venture all submitted revised filings with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission on Friday. The first deadline is January 10th for the proposed spot Bitcoin ETF by ARK Invest/21 Shares. Many people are expecting the securities regulator to approve multiple spot Bitcoin ETFs by that date. Citing people familiar with the filing process who spoke on background, Reuters reported last week, the SEC may notify issuers as soon as Tuesday or Wednesday that they have been cleared to launch the following week. Fee structures are also taking place, with Valkyrie announcing a 0.80% management fee, echoing ARK/21 Shares' proposed rate. Fidelity, however, aims to undercut the competition with a remarkably low 0.39% fee for its Wise Origin Bitcoin Fund. Invesco, meanwhile, offers a 0.59% fee with a 6-month waiver for the first $5 billion in assets. Bitwise said in its filing on Friday that it plans to seed its spot Bitcoin ETF with $200 million, while BlackRock recently revealed a plan to seed its ETF with $10 million on January 3rd. The world's largest asset manager has named JP Morgan as a lead authorized participant, despite the negative stance consistently displayed by JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon. Our next top headline, Bitcoin ETF launch may be a letdown but could attract trillions over time. Investors may be disappointed by the initial performance of spot Bitcoin ETFs, but don't underestimate their impact over the long term, says Van Eck advisor Gabor Gurbax. The launch of spot Bitcoin exchange-traded funds won't likely have much impact on Bitcoin, but they could eventually bring in trillions of dollars to the cryptocurrency sector, according to Van Eck advisor Gabor Gurbax. In a January 1 post to X, Gurbax argued that the initial impact of a Bitcoin ETF is being drastically overestimated, estimating it may only see net inflows of around $100 million from mostly recycled money from large institutional investors upon launch. However, Gurbax was far more bullish about the ETF's impact on Bitcoin over the long term, pointing to the gold price appreciation that came after the launch of gold ETFs. On November 18, 2004, global investment advisory firm State Street launched the first gold ETF. Gurbax explained that in the 8 years following the launch, the price of gold more than quadrupled from $400 to $1,800. This outsized appreciation saw the total market capitalization of gold grow from $2 trillion to $10 trillion within the same time frame. Bitcoin commands a market cap of $834 billion today, approximately 41% of the market capitalization of gold in 2004. Gurbax believes that following the widely expected approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF in the United States, Bitcoin's price trajectory could well follow in gold's footsteps, but it would likely occur much faster due to its capped supply and scarcity increasing events like the halving. He added that one of the most crucial benefits of a spot Bitcoin ETF comes from its ability to legitimize and destigmatize Bitcoin in the eyes of institutional investors and nation-states. Bloomberg ETF analyst Eric Balchunas and James Seifert agreed with Gurbax. Seifert agreed that while many are laser-focused on the short-term data points, like day-one inflows into the ETF, they're not fully appreciating the long-term impact of such a product. Bitcoin is currently trading for $42,525, up 1% in the last 24 hours per TradingView data. While some argue the expected approval would create a significant and long-lasting uptick in price immediately following the decision. Others claim it would be a sell the news event. So this concludes our top headlines. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you all for watching Crypto Top Headlines, bringing crypto's news to you.